Welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily. In today's episode, I have some beautiful Easter decor to share with you. Not only are these going to add such a beautiful touch to your Easter decorating, they're also very budget friendly, so stay tuned and let's have a look at them. If you like crafting, DIYs, dupes, hacks, thrift flips, or just creating in general, I would love if you would consider subscribing. If you do like any of today's projects, remember to hit that thumbs up, but let's go make some DIYs. I found this cute little guy at Dollar Tree. It was actually in the Dollar Tree Plus section, which is new to my Dollar Tree, so I was very excited to find him. I'm just going to take his collar off here because I want to kind of make him a little bit more neutral. And as I was doing this, I noticed there was a little sharp piece underneath that collar, so be careful if you're doing this to always make sure if there is any sharp edges, just to sand them down. I'm just using my fingernail file to do that. Now I wanted him to really have this pattern of this beautiful pressed tin showcased. So to do that, I'm going to paint him white first, and you can do whatever colors, obviously, that would match your decor. You'll see kind of at the end why I wanted him white. But I wanted to take some elephant chalk paint, and you could use any color that you wanted to have this pattern show up, but I really like the look of the gray. So I just put my brush into the paint and then wiped the majority off onto my paper there. So it really was just a true dry brushing that I'm going over. And if you get heavy on any spots and you go, ooh, I got a lot of paint there, just wait for that area to dry and go over it with some white paint and kind of start the process over. And I'm just going to do the front and the back of this cute little guy. And I feel like that embossing really should just be the focal point of this bunny. And when it's painted one solid color, it's so hard to see that. So I really like using the two-tone on here. And I do take my time and I go around the edge of the bunny here because that's going to make it seem like you would have natural distressing like on the edge of your bunny. And I wanted this to look like it was originally like a tin color that maybe had been painted white and then aged. But you can kind of see up close there how beautiful that pattern looks. Now I'm just taking some raffia here and I'm just tying a little bow around his neck here. And then I'm just going to trim it down so that way, I didn't really want it as long as the bunny, like getting onto the table or surface you were putting it on. But he's cute just like that. But I did pick up these little carrots at Dollar Tree, and they're very bright. You can't really see how bright these are on camera. Like they actually kind of look like a normal color, but I wanted to tone them down. So I'm just taking some pumpkin colored chalk paint and giving them a couple of coats to kind of make them a little more not so fluorescent, which is really kind of what they are. Now, I did have someone mention that now is the time to stock up on those little carrots because you can use them like for snowmen in the wintertime. So keep that in mind if you're like, oh, they're not my thing for spring. If you like to do snowmen DIYs, have a stash in your Christmas craft stash or whatever, so that way you have some. Now I put just a little bit of hot glue in the middle of the carrot greens, and then I just stuck one of the pieces of raffia down there, and then I just kind of pushed that together until the glue dried enough to hold. And I'll show you again here. I'm just finding a piece that I feel is the correct length. I really do feel like the white of the bunny makes these carrots kind of show up like that contrasting orange. And so I really like the way it made those pop. Now I didn't have a piece of the raffia short enough that I wanted for the carrot, so I just kind of cut one to the length that I wanted. And I'm just going to separate those carrot greens, as you could see there, and just a little drop of hot glue. And then you just want to make sure that you don't overfill it with hot glue or it will come seeping out everywhere. So it really is just a little bit. And you can see I'm just going to slide it right onto that piece of raffia that I have. And then just carefully kind of pushing those greens together as the glue dries. So that way you don't want to seep out. Wear finger protectors so you don't burn your fingers if you want to. But that's all there is to this. I just think the simplicity of that raffia bow with those little carrots and that beautiful white with the gray for the embossing. I just think this turned out to be such a stunning piece, something you would definitely see at Kirkland's or Hobby Lobby or something. I think this really elevated it from just the solid color it was from Dollar Tree, and it matches many more styles of decor. So if you were to make these over to sell, it appeals to a lot more buyers. I just think he's so cute. What do you guys think of him? Are you guys ready to do something truly amazing for yourself? Treat yourself to something? I am so excited to be partnering with FabFitFun for today's video. FabFitFun is a subscription box that offers you the best in beauty, home, fashion, and much, much more. You get to customize your boxes, and my box may not look exactly like what your box may look like, etc. I have one today. We're going to look inside of it and see what I got. And it's always literally like the highlight of my week when this box arrives, because it's so fun to sit down and see what all the products are. You guys, I'm excited to share everything with you. The first thing that I chose was this Swell salad bowl kit. It's an insulated bowl, kind of like those popular mugs everybody's using with a thermos like technology on here. We spend so much time going to the ballpark that we usually take meals with us. So I thought this would be fun to just put some, not only just like a salad, but some other like things that I would need to keep hot or cold. And I love the color. It's pink. It's so cute. It's very spring. This is the NewCo right here. This is hair shampoo. Of course it's hair. This is the NewCo shampoo and conditioner. I've heard amazing things about this. Let's have a smell. This is always the test, right? We always have to see what it smells like to know if we're going to use it. Ooh, it's like rosemary, pepperminty kind of, maybe more pepperminty. So get ready for some really voluptuous hair. The next item was this African Botanics. This is Muscle Pain Relief and Recovery Gel. It's for aching joints, post-workout, muscle discomfort, things like that, to help kind of have muscle recovery. It smells really good. A little mentholy, but not in a bad way. It smells, and it's definitely got that cooling to the touch. And this whole box was less than what this would cost you. Okay, the next thing that I have here, this is the Pure Greek Olive. This is shower gel. This olive blossom. I was a little skeptical to get this because I want to know what it smells like. So let's open it up and have a look. Okay. I'm a little nervous to smell it. I mean, I'm just thinking of like green olives, but oh my gosh. Oh, it's so fresh smelling. That really smells so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Nothing like what I thought at all. It's just got a fresh, clean scent. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but definitely good. These are not little baby samples that you get. Like, these are full-size products that you get in your box. Ooh, I forgot about this. This is a bracelet. I was very excited about this. It's got like paper clips. You can see that right there. And the little center paper clip has got some little rhinestones on it. It's gonna be perfect for summer because it's not like too heavy or too bulky, but yeah, it just adds that little bit of dazzle and bling to your wardrobe, and something that you get to have on at all times. And for my last item, I got this Beyond Yoga backpack. These backpacks are so nice, and they are very much on the pricey side. Something I would probably just never go out and buy it on my own, but I was so excited that it was part of the choices for your subscription. And let's be honest, I don't go work out a lot. So I have a hard time spending money on things like that are typically meant for workout. There's like a little compartment for like your shoes and stuff to keep in a separate area. But I do spend a lot of time at the ballpark running kids around, and I always love to have a good bag stuffed with stuff in the back of the car to use. And I love that this is a backpack, or you could carry it as a bag. So that's perfect to like carry through the ballpark. You got your wagon and you're rolling it along. I mean, with the backpack straps, you've got 2 free hands. You've got one to wrangle kids, one to pull the wagon. See, you got it on your back. I'm ready for the ballpark. So there are 2 ways that you can sign up for FabFitFun. One is seasonally, where you're billed every 3 months, or annually, where you pay your annual fee up front, and you do get a little bit of a discount for doing that. This season, they are offering 2 separate promotions. One that gets you 20% off your first box when you become a seasonal member, and one that gets you a $200+ surprise when you sign up as an annual member. So I have 2 separate codes for you. If you want to sign up as a seasonal member and get 20% off your first box, your code is CHARM. This is going to sign you up to be billed every 3 months, and you're going to get a box seasonally. If you would like to have the $200+ surprise gift, then you will use the code CHARMGIFT. When you use a code CHARMGIFT, remember that you are signing up as an annual member, and you will be billed for the entire year up front. You guys know the drill. That in my description box is going to be the link, and again, a reminder of what the codes are. I mean, who doesn't love to treat themselves every once in a while? So check out that link down below in my description box to get your box that is valued up to $350 for as low as $47.99. You guys, that is a bargain. I love bargains, so this is perfect. Thank you again to FabFitFun for partnering with me on this video. Let's get right back into some Easter DIYs. I picked up this darling little pail of lavender at Hobby Lobby, and you can see it was marked down considerably on there. But if you don't have anything like this, you could use a pail from Dollar Tree like this. And I thought it would be really fun to kind of jazz this up just a little bit. And I have these darling little rub-on transfers. These came from Essential Stencils, and I'll leave their link down in the description box. But if you happen to have some from like Dollar Tree or some IOD, or I know Amazon, I'm starting to see the rub-on transfers like everywhere, like you can find some. And so whatever you have or can find, even just a little sticker would be really cute also. But I'm just going to take this transfer and put this on this cute little pail here. I just thought this would just add a little extra detail to it, kind of bring it, you know, take it up a notch rather than having it just be the plain. You could even just add a ribbon or something to this if you wanted to, but I really just loved these little vintage, almost like stamps is what these little pictures are. I thought this was just going to really make this so cute. So I'm just centering it as best as I can. Now, if you watched my last video, you saw me use one of these rub-on transfers and I completely botched the project. I feel like I saved it, but it was really one of those like sad moments that I really sat there so frustrated. So I'm going to take my time and be very careful with scratching this or rubbing this. You just take anything like a gift card or just like a little craft stick or something, and you're going to put pressure to rub and transfer this design, hence rub-on transfer this design onto your surface. Now this little pail has these little ridges in it. So you can see I'm just going to go in between each of those ridges to make sure that the design will transfer there. And I'll show you another trick to do to make sure that you definitely get into all those little ridges here in just a second. But after I get it all rubbed on, you just want to start to peel it up carefully, because if you notice that there's an area that you're like, ooh, it didn't transfer right here, you can lay that back down as I do here, and I can just kind of go and rub a little bit more in that area to kind of get that transfer to happen a little bit easier. And that way you're not going to lose any of your design. And then once you peel it all off, it looks like this. Now I'm taking just a clean paintbrush and I'm just going to dab in the middle of those ridges. That's going to help that design transfer and adhere in between those, so that way it gives you a really good bonding. Now you can take your plastic and varnish that all over if you would like. I'm just going over it with the paintbrush, but then I will also take a little bit of just Mod Podge, and you can use any type of Mod Podge finish or anything, but I'm just going to put that on here to seal this, so that way it's not going to get like very easily scratched off or anything like that. And so you can see, and I don't go over the whole pail with it, just enough to protect the design. It's up to you what you decide to do there, but you don't need a whole lot of Mod Podge. This is really just to protect that design from like any elements or like anybody scratching or anything like that. This is such a quick project and a quick way to take something that is just kind of basic and make it a little bit more exciting, add a little different element to it. I think this is beautiful. It so reminds me of springtime and Easter time. I think this would be so perfect on a tiered tray, especially to kind of bring in that floral element. And I just love this design on this little postage stamp that's on there. I just think it all blends very well together and is such a beautiful project or beautiful item to have to set into all of your spring and Easter decor. I think this is the cutest sign from Dollar Tree. If you watched my haul video a couple weeks ago, you'll remember this sign, and I loved it, and I wanted to find something to do with it to keep it as close to original state as I could because it was so cute. So I'm going to make a wreath with it. And I'm just taking a wreath form, and this is just a garland. You can pick these up like at any craft store. I pick them up when they're like 40 or 50% off. I actually used some of the end of it there for my niece's bridal shower. I tore some little sprigs off to kind of use to tuck in like on our serving table. So I don't end up using like everything I have here, but it just kind of depends on how full you want your wreath to be. So I'm just placing this around the form, and I'm going to use some zip ties on the outer ring of the wreath form, and I'll just put that through the center of the vine or the garland there, and I'll just zip tie those together. You could use some floral wire if you wanted. I really just like the security of the zip ties. They're easy to use. I don't know, sometimes the wire starts to hurt my hands after a while when I use it, and so that's kind of why I like to use the zip ties. So it's just a matter of personal preference, but I do pick these zip ties up at Dollar Tree. At my Dollar Tree, they're in the automotive section, so if you're looking for those, that's kind of the aisle that they're down by kind of like, it's like hardware and automotive, I guess. So check there. Then I'm just going, once I get that outer ring all done, I just snip these off. Scissors will work. They're a little thick, these bigger ones, for some scissors if you don't want to damage those. So I'm just using my little snippers there. Now, it really kind of looks sad at this point, so don't worry, it looks okay in the end, I promise you. I absolutely love how this turns out. So I'm just kind of fluffing out the garland here and seeing where I need to add some more zip ties to, because you've got those other rings you can see on that form there. And so you're going to zip tie some more down here. So I'm just getting all going in that same direction and kind of getting a general idea. And I'm going to place the sign in the middle. And you can see, I mean, look how cute it's starting to look, you guys. See, I told you it was going to look cute. It's going to be beautiful in the end, I promise. So I'm just kind of deciding where I need to go next with the zip ties here. And so I move in one ring. So it's the second to outer ring. That's going to be where I'm going to place all around, because the sign is going to cover the next two areas of the rings. So everywhere it looks like you can pull that vine to that second ring, I just put a little zip tie, and I'm just using a smaller zip tie. Honestly, I probably could have used small zip ties for the whole thing. I just didn't have enough, so that's why I used the bigger ones on the outer ring. And then after I go all the way around and can see that it's all adhered to that wreath form, I'm going to put my sign in, and I'm just going to pull all of that greenery up around the wreath, because you don't want to have any of it tucked behind. And you can see here it's got these little holes up at the top of the sign where the hanging tag was. And so I'm going to use those to help get this onto the sign. So onto the wreath form. So I'm just putting some zip ties through, and I will just tighten those in the back, and I do it on either side. And you can see I just snip those off there just with some wire cutters. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll cover those up, and I'll show you kind of how I do that. But this is going to give that security. Obviously, you want this sign adhered to this wreath form, so it's not going to go anywhere or blow anywhere. You don't want to go to all the trouble of making this wreath and then have it all blow apart. So you just want to make sure that it's really secure here. Now, when I flip this over, I kind of realize that the bottom of it, obviously there's no holes or anything in the bottom of it, but I really want to have it zip tied down also. And so I'm going to pull out here in just a second my Crocodile. I love this tool. I use it for a lot of things. It is a little bit pricey. I mean, around like the $25 or $35 range. I can't remember exactly, but definitely worth the investment if you think you're going to use it a lot. It does grommets and things like that is what it's technically used for, but it is perfect for these Dollar Tree signs. You can kind of see here, I'm going to stick this in, and it just punches a hole so easy in it. And it's a nice size hole. You don't have to use like an actual hole punch and sit there. Sometimes those hole punches, when you use them on things like this, they just don't work well. So it is a great tool. I'll leave a link to the one on Amazon, but I did see them at Hobby Lobby last time I was there. So I think they're starting to be found more like in the scrapbook section of your craft stores. So I'm going to zip tie this part of the sign also, and that's just going to make sure that the top and the bottom, the sign is well secured. Now, to make sure that these little zip ties are covered, I'm just putting a little dot of glue, and I'm just going to press down some of the leaves or the little branches of this little greenery here. You'll still be able to see the welcome, but it will cover those. And that way it makes it so that way you're not going to see like those blaring white zip ties there. I mean, you could paint them, you could add, I mean, whatever you want to do, but this is what worked for me. Now I have these picks of carrots. I picked these up from Hobby Lobby, and I thought they were so cute. And I originally was just going to take a couple of the carrots and put all the way around the wreath, which would be adorable too. But I thought it would be fun to kind of make a little showcase swag down here at the bottom of it. So I'm just taking two of these picks and just putting them, as you can see, crossed over so they meet in the middle, and then it has kind of a bunch of carrots on either side. And you can see I just stuck their little stems through. I'm going to zip tie that right in the middle, so it's going to secure them. And then their little stems, you can wrap those kind of and tuck them into the wires on the wreath form to help them stay put as well. So now I'm going to take some carrots off of this other pick that I have here. And so that way I can, and I actually cut all of the flowers and everything off this pick because they were so cute, and I thought it would be fun and it would make the wreath look so much more full to have these all the way around it. Now I just kind of place each carrot on here, and you just kind of play around and see how you want them, if you want them every which way. As I get this one in there, I decide, no, I want them all kind of facing like the same way, as if they were all going in a circle around the wreath there. And since I had 3 little sprigs of these white flowers, I just stuck one in with each of the carrots there. I just thought that added such a fun little fullness to the wreath and just kind of made it so whimsical and cute. Now, since these came from this stem, like the pick, they have these wires on them. And so I just, rather than zip tying these, I'm just going to wrap those wires very securely around the wreath form. And I do that both with the flowers and the carrots, and that's just going to make sure they're not going anywhere. You just want to make sure that they are definitely wrapped around 2 or 3 times very securely. I think this is looking so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for the center of the bottom there, I just got some burlap ribbon and tied it just in a shoestring bow here. I thought that was just perfect. You could embellish this any way you wanted. You could have left it with the raffia there. You could have made a big bow, whatever. I mean, everybody's very particular. I know that sometimes when I make big bows, I get, oh, that bow's way too big. Or if I add a bow at all, oh, you shouldn't add. Do whatever you want in the middle of this. It's going to be absolutely beautiful and it's going to be your taste. But I just thought for this, for my house, I really like this burlap bow on it. And I left the raffia that was on the picks originally on there too. So it kind of just adds a little bit more fluffiness and texture. And I did just zip tie this bow on here as well. So it's not going anywhere. And that way it's just gonna be so cute on there. I thought the burlap was just kind of a fun addition with the carrots and gardening, because you kind of, burlap's just one of those materials that you use every once in a while. So I just thought it all fit together, and I just fluffed the bow up here. And oh my gosh, you guys, like, this just took this sign to the next level. Now, as I'm looking at this, there's a few areas that are a little sparse or that maybe need a little extra. So I'm just gonna take the little bits from the garland here that I have left over, and I'm just going to use some zip ties and just zip tie each of those in wherever I feel that it needs a little bit more fullness. So you can just kind of go around and do that. If you don't have any garland left over, see if there's some other type of greenery that you can add, or different flowers or something. Use your imagination, just something to kind of help it look not so sparse in some areas, and get it as full looking as you want. That's what's gonna make this look nice and expensive and high end, is the fact that it's gonna be very full and have all these different textural elements and everything to it. I loved this sign and this wreath so much that the second that I finished this, I immediately took it and placed it on my front door. I mean, never mind the fact that it snowed the next day and I have a spring wreath on my door. It's totally fine. Eventually the snow will stop, but I'm trying to channel that inner spring, and you know, I just want spring and nice weather for everyone. But I really think this is such a fun wreath. I really think those carrots pop so cute, especially against the color of my door. And I just love that little truck. Dollar Tree really did a great job with this sign. So hopefully you can find some of these and you can make some fun projects with them too. I really do love getting into spring and Easter DIYs. I love the fact that spring is right around the corner and I am so excited for it. I have had so much fun creating these DIYs, and you guys, I have so many more to share with you. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so that way you won't miss any of the fun Easter and spring DIYs that I have for you. If you are interested in trying the FabFitFun, which I do highly recommend, it really is such a fun service, check out that link in my description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Happy crafting! If you like the video that you just saw and you want to keep crafting together, here's another video that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.